Yeah, welcome back to Career Build Series, episode 180. And so, still working on the train. Train is getting close to being usable in game, and so I want to kind of get this wrapped to the point where I can use it so that we can start, moving forward with the career game. And so, presently, what I need to do here is kind of a little bit of buttoning up. Need to work on some systems. I'm going to make some changes to how I'm operating this. It's kind of a constant process of refining. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is get this in game so that I can, use it and work with it. So, need to change this p-value to 0.1. That will help. Presently, the way I'm doing the clutch, I don't know if that's how I'll do it in the end. I kind of have to figure it out. I'm kind of changing a bunch of stuff. Just a lot of testing here, trying to get this to run right. And so we'll see how we get along here. So the main thing is, it works well, but it has to work well under load with some trailers. And so that's a whole nother thing. And so I'm currently working on that, trying to get that kind of buttoned up and wrapped up. And so also kind of cleaning out stuff that I don't need as well. Kind of updating some of the panel stuff, making that work well. So like this here, what is it? Instrument 3 right here, this should be opposite, so it should be 30, negative 30, and that's just going to reverse the panel around. This one here, these are backwards, so this should be reverse. That should be 18, and this should be forward, and that should be 17, and then that will fix that. And then I can't recall if that gauge is backwards or forwards. This can go now. All right, so we're kind of getting this done. I need to really kind of figure the best gearing scenario. I need to put in an anti-slip system. I need to do multiple, a system for it to have multiple different locomotives. So I'm kind of playing with gearing. Presently, I have it set up for torque. I'm trying to kind of get that figured out of where I want it. So let's go ahead and spawn this in. Do a little pull test. So what I did here was I set up a couple of my coal trailers for my other locomotive, the steam piston one. And what I want to do is I want to launch those and hook to those. I just shut the, they have no brakes. They're full of coal as kind of ballast. And so the other thing is I need a 0 button on this. So that's something I need. So I'm probably going to get rid of this light and do lights differently. So let's actually just do that now. This here should be a 0 0 speed. Okay. That's going to be, I want that a push button, so that'll be 4. Where is it? Button, 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 button. Push 16. And then on this side, it'll be the same thing. 3. Nope, that's actually reversed because they're backwards. 0 speed, that'll be a flip switch. Instead, it'll be a push button. Where are we at here? There's button, push, 19. So 19 and 16. All right, so let's look at the microcontroller, and that will be our 0 key for zeroing our thrust. So have yet to put that in. And I already forgot one of them. So let's go ahead back in there. 19 and 16. Okay, 19 and 16. And so let's just take these two here. All right, so that'll be 19. This will be 16. And I'll put an OR there. All right. And that will be, we need another OR here. And so we also 0 that for the starter. All right, and so this will then connect to here. And there. All right, so that should help us do that. All right, so that's in. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. And let's spawn it. Let's try to hook up to some trailers, and hopefully we can do a little bit of a test here. I want to do a pull test. Still working on how I want to drive the motor. One thought was to mainly control the clutch and keep it at a constant RPS. The other is to have variable RPS and almost like a constant clutch. The other option is to do some testing, figure out when, what torque the wheels slip, and then deal with that. All right, let me see if I've pulled far enough away. Should be to start launching cars. And so here I have a coal car test. They're two full coal cars. They're heavy. They have 6,750. And so for those who don't know, this is the new system. So you essentially, let me show you. So if you see here, it says required coal 6,750. So in order to fulfill the order of how much coal I've ordered to be in there, I need 6,750. You can also see required uranium, diesel, and jet fuel. So let's spawn it. And then that's the whole point of these mineral storage units, is you pour it into the workbench, and then the workbench can move it. And the nice thing about this is, let's say I want to transfer from a train to a truck. That's how you do that. So let's go over here and let's push this. No brakes on this, so of course you'd never be able to do this in real life, but not a big deal to back the train up. But I want to get multiple, so I really didn't push these very far anyway, so I might just grab them with the locomotive. Just kind of seeing how fast I'm pushing them. It's going to be a lot quicker, I think, to move the loco. So let's move the loco and do that. All right. And so also I'm I'm going backwards. I can use this one on this side. So the reason I flipped these around was they, see, like that puts the brakes on as well when we hit 0, so puts the brakes full on, so that's kind of like an emergency stop button. Okay, now we can hit 0 and then go the other way. It also shuts the clutch off, does a bunch of stuff. So let's, alright, here we're moving. And so I'll be happy if one loco can pull 4 of these cars. I don't need it to go very fast. What I'll do then is stack locos. These are big cars. They don't look huge, but I'm going to probably rebuild some coal cars, and they'll probably be about half this size. So we'll do more cars of smaller size, but these are big. Again, these 2 cars hold 6,750 coal. So that's a considerable amount of coal. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll press the 0 button. And I'll go ahead and I'll launch another set of these coal cars. So, again, this is going to be our main test. I need to still add a system to be able to interlink my locomotives. And so we'll grab these 4. This will kind of be our test rig. I'll either push or pull these, and I'll kind of leave this set on the tracks. I'll go backwards. I'll go on my backwards side. I can see better on this side. And so if I set the speed, it's not perfect, but it's close enough. That it doesn't need to be perfect. It just kind of needs to be where I want it. Close enough to where I need it. All right, so we're coupled up to the loco. Let's go ahead and we'll take a little photograph here. Just a kind of the efforts. And those cars aren't, there's nothing wrong with those coal cars, but I kind of want some smaller ones at some point. So there's no rush to it. Again, the main thing is I want to get up and running here. All right, let's go ahead and let's set a speed. I need to work on a bunch of systems, but so that stalled it out. All that means I need to change a number to a little bit higher. Alright, so I don't want that 0 in it. I just want it to 0 the clutch. So that's a problem. So I just kind of want to I'm going to let this creep. Is it moving? It is moving slowly. Alright. I just kind of want to get this set of train cars out of here so that I can keep working on the locomotive. I've been playing with gear settings and everything else, so I kind of have to do that. And then, so I need to add in. I have braking controllers on these. Pretty much what I need to do is make the controller again to send the information through from the locomotive to the cars. So I definitely want that starter to not 0 this. It should be 0 in the clutch, but it shouldn't be 0 in my set speed. My set speed should stay the same where I want it. All right, so it takes a second for this to get started, which is fine, but as you can see, it can get up to speed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see where I can get this accelerated to, kind of see what my max speed here is with this. I don't need blistering speed. See, that is going to be a problem. So now that we're out of the base here, I'm going to just grab the loco. Take that back to the workbench. I can push it. How the hell did that happen that I grabbed the coal cars? That's frustrating. That's very frustrating. Yep, that's frustrating that it did that. Okay. I tried to grab the locomotive and I grabbed coal cars, and so that doesn't help me. See, that's going to stop me every time. That's quite annoying. I just want to get the coal cars out of the way so I can do this. You know, a lot of it's just switching gear ratios, doing stuff like that. Okay, let's see if I can go forward. I just want to pull these out of the station. Yep, see, that needs to change. That's not going to work for me. It takes a little bit for it to get to start speeding up. And then I need to work on the anti-slip system, so I've got some stuff to do, you know. You know, the nice thing with some automated systems is they're automated. You don't have to deal with them. The bad thing with automated systems is it takes you a while to set them up so that they perform properly. So that is a lot of coal. That is, you know, what was that? 13,000. I'm trying to think what it is. 13,400 and like something coal. If I can remember off the top of my head. So that's a considerable amount of mass in these cars. You know, I need to get the loco set up here so that I can work with it. Okay. So we can also push these cars. So I'm going to just kind of jump back in. All right, return this to the workbench. So you go back in here and fix that issue. So right there, when it starts, it zeroes this. I don't want this zeroed. All right. That's not what I want at all. I would want the clutch to be zeroed. And so clutch is up here. All right, and so I also want to kind of play with gearing. So let's play with the gearing a little bit here. Let's go to a full 3-to-1 torque. Let's go to 2-to-1 torque. I'm going to set a constant RPS. I think, you know, I'm trying to decide how to do this clutch. I kind of want the clutch to, I might do a multi-clutch, do a clutch system for the slip. But currently I'm going to kind of work with it how I have it. I'm just going to boost the RPS up to 15, like a constant 15. And we'll start with that. All right, so I'm going to push this. It doesn't really matter if it's pushed or pulled. So this should give us a lot more torque. So the reason the numbers are different now, you see this is at 15 and this is at 6.78. That needs to change. This is now in kilometers, that's in meters per second. And so this number here should be somewhere in the vicinity of 3 times what this number is. So I need to change that. All right, so we're currently doing 31 kilometers an hour. So there's about 40 something kilometers an hour. I operate better in miles per hour, so I'll do a quick conversion. I was almost going to do this in miles per hour, but I figured that you know, Soviet train I would do kilometers, and I would keep things in liters, and so kind of keeping a little bit thematic there. So like this train has about a 56 mile an hour max speed, which I'm completely happy with. All right, so I need to, you know, I do need work on the anti-slip system. That's okay. So there, we're not slipping anymore. So I'm doing. I was up around 40-ish, so let's say 45 kilometers an hour, so about 30 miles an hour with a single loco. You know, this is not a big loco. I would do multiple locos, so that's fine. Like I would say probably 2 locos. So I kind of want to do a 2 loco test here. And so I need to work on my interlink as well. So that's not bad. If I can double that speed, we're in business. You know, give me about 60 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and zero this out. Hopefully I can grab just the locomotive this time and bring that back to the workbench. We'll see here. Okay, good. All right, so that's back. Let's continue to work on some systems. All right, so what I want to do is, let's go ahead and save this. Can I bring this right in? Let me look at my other loco. I did have some systems on this. You can see the size difference of my other loco. Much larger, much more powerful loco. So, you know, that's again why I kind of say, you know, I'm going to have to do multiple. Actually, do I want to do this? You're probably not. Let's just do this. Let's load. Let's go ahead and clear that. Let's make sure I've saved this loco again. Let's load in this one, and then I want to check out the system. So essentially, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the signal to. Let me actually just open this back up. All right, so what I want to do is I want to send up a system to communicate with the locomotives. I could do it so that they can face backwards. I'm just going to do it so they face the same direction. It's just going to be easier. And so I'm going to make a linkage system. So let's go ahead and grab a blank microcontroller. And let's stick it on the roof for now. Let's call it Loco or Power Unit Interlink. Unit Interlink. Okay, so this is the Power Unit Interlink. So what this is going to do is this is going to take in the composite signal from loco. So it's going to come in the front. It's going to send it out the back, and this is going to allow us to. You know, I might make it at some point so they can go forward or backwards. So that's going to go from the, let's just do it from front connector. Okay, so that's from the front connector. And let's go in here. And so what's going to happen is how to do this so that it makes sense. Actually, I don't think I need to. Let me try it this way. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to send some information out the back here. So let's go ahead and let's go in here. And let's do this. Let's pull this out. We still have plenty of room in the belly here. Let me look. Yeah, I can expand this and not break anything. This all needs to be painted too. I'm going to do the bucket against my better judgment. All right, and so what I want to do here is make this larger. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to send out a composite signal. Composite output. And I also want to have one come in. So I'm going to do a composite input. So this is from front connector interlink. Okay. And this one is going to be to rear connector interlink. Okay, so this is going to allow me to junction box my different either choose to control it from the locomotive that I'm presently on or have it controlled from a different locomotive. So we have the I don't know what panel REV is. That's something that can actually probably go. Let's get rid of that, actually. Where are you at there? Panel REV, okay. All right, so now let's deal with these. So what this is going to allow me to do is I want a composite, and I want a composite switch box. And so what I want to do is from front connector interlink. So that's going to go up top, and then my panel, panel forward. So I named this panel forward. This is just from panel now. So it's kind of, also changing some of my nomenclature so that I know what I'm doing. So this will go here now, and the difference is anything this is connected to will now connect to this, and this will allow me to either, when I hook the locomotives up, I can either read from that locomotive specific panel, or I can read from the other locomotive's panel, which will be what controls it. So pretty much any of these I'm just going to delete out and make it so that it's controlled by here. And so last couple connections there and there. And this should all now be able to control it. So now I can, with one button, swap that out. All right. And then so from the panel, what I'll do is I'm going to update here. And inside of here, let me look. I want to find a spot just somewhere I can, where are we at here? So right here, I think, I have a space because I changed, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3 panels. I'm kind of thinking of where I want to put it. I don't think it really matters too much where I put it. I think I want to put it, I kind of want it in its own little spot. I almost kind of think I want to put it here. All right, so let's just put a panel there. And I think I actually might paint this the same color here. And it'll be one flip switch for the interlink. All right, and so just be one flip switch. That way I don't need power on the locomotive yet to command it. Interlink. All right, so that'd be flip switch, and then where are we at here as far as this stuff is concerned? I need to find my highest number. I think it's 20 maybe. I think one of these was 20. I think this one here in the corner, 20. All right, so this will be 21. 21, and then these will be none. I could put it back up like stuff, read some of the engine information, but I'm not in a huge rush to do that. Let's go ahead and take the electricity, also connect that. So electricity will go there. Come on, drag when I ask you to drag, please. And then so this one goes here. So what this should now go is to here, and then this should go down to there. So that's just putting that through. This doesn't need any read back. And that should work now. So this is going to allow me to switch the interlink. And this is now 21. 21. So we should be able to go in here. And so if I read from the panel, and I read 21, 21 should allow me to transfer all commands from the locomotive that to the main locomotive. So let's hook up 3. Let's just go a little bit overboard. Update that. Because everything's controlled through this panel, so now I should be able to control everything through the interlink. And so what I want to do is I want to take the composite from here, from front connector, and this one will go to the back. And so that will allow me to send information through. I also want to do electricity, so this one will go to master power, and then right there. All right, so let's save this, and I'm going to try to link up some of these locos. So let's go ahead and let's grab another one. All right, so I'm just going to see if I can stack 3 at once. Probably, actually, I can. So again, you saw the size difference of my big loco compared to these. Okay, so let's try to interlink all these. All right, so we have 3 locos together here. Let's take a pic. I always like to take pics of everything. All right, and so what I want to do is, so this one's going to command the other 2. And so what I want to do is open this up, and I want to flip the interlink. And I should be able to leave here, and then go flip the next interlink. You know, I could set them where it allows everything to go in reverse, but that's just a lot of extra work that I don't need right now. And then if I want to push have these go face the opposite direction, I can do that. But right now they'll just face forward. So let's go ahead and see if I can make these all run. And so a quick test should be, do the engines start up and operate properly? So pretty simple. Let's check the engines on these. Sound like they're on. Oh, that's interesting. This is hanging over 1, so that needs to go back 1. That's good to know. Okay, so this is not running, is it? No, so these are not running. Okay. So that's not doing what it needs to do. Interesting. So just the front one. All right, so that doesn't work. All right, let's find out why this isn't working. So we'll start with the logic here. All right, electricity's going. Curious if it's... Let me check the pass-throughs. So this is going... Okay, because I never hooked that up. If you don't hook it up, it's not going to do it. All right, so what needs to happen now is... Where are we at here? Right here. So, did I move it already? Where is it? Looking for my other composite, as I never plugged that in, so I kind of need to figure that out and plug it in. Where did I put it? That's interesting. I thought up there, right here. It's right above me. Okay, so this here also needs to, see, that's the rear interlink. So I hooked it up to the connector, but I never connected this. So that's not sending out any information. So update microcontroller, and then kind of annoyingly, I need to then grab all this stuff and get these set up. And make sure I have everything here. And these two locos getting deleted, and then I have to put them back in. All right, make sure they're all gone. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. I'm just saving it as the same one in case I make an error. I have a safe backup. All right, so let's grab it, and now let's hook up two. So that should hopefully work now. So it's nice too. I can spawn a set of 3 of these, so a nice triple set. All right, so when I start the first one up, so I'm going to fly through an interlink. So the first locomotive does not get an interlink switch because that is not being commanded by anything but itself. These are being commanded by the lead locomotive. So it's called interlink. I'll, when I eventually release this, I'll make sure I put good instructions. All right, I can hear them in unison going. So we have all the locos running now. So that one's running. Okay, that one's running. I can see the smoke. That's the nice thing about the smoke, as I can tell. All right, so we're gonna go catch up with our coal and see if I can't use a triple stack to get that up to full speed. All right, so here comes a triple stack of locos. You can see my cars are still up there at the end of the track, and we're going to catch up to them. So this should give me a good opportunity to try to get these up to speed here. Essentially this is kind of what I wanted. So I shut that engine off by accident. Just trying to get out of my seat. Alright, so we're going to go hit this. Let me make sure that vehicle damage is off. That way I don't have to worry about slamming into them a little bit too hard here. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I push or pull them, so hopefully go for a little ride. See if I can't get them up to max speed. Max speed on this is about 50-something miles an hour. It's about 90 kilometers an hour. That's realistic to the real one. So as long as I can get that, I'm happy. And so I kind of like running a triple stack as well. So kind of the plan going ahead is what I'd like to do is get some mining done. Use trucks and trains to kind of do some mining procedures. So let's go ahead and start slowing down. I just don't want to hit this at full speed here. Alright, so that's good. That recovered pretty easily. So I'm going to set this to max, which is 30 meters per second, which I will change that to 90. So there we're getting a little slippage. So that's not bad. That's pushing 4 containers or 4 cars. So that's like 13,500 units of coal. We're doing a good 60 kilometers an hour. So that is an issue with our clutch. So the clutch, or this one, the clutch's p-value, maybe not, maybe it's the engine. The clutch is hard on, so it could just be an RPS issue that we're having, but not the end of the world either. It's just a little lubby. Again, main thing is get this up and running, get this in the career build series. So this is functioning quite well. You know, it's going to take us a long time to fill that many. We still have to move a lot of vehicles. We can run a triple stack here. A couple tests that I require is I need to check. Okay, electricity is 100%. So we're kind of stalling out a little bit too. It's not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and check some of our... Let's go ahead and check... You see how little clutch we have? We have 0.001686. That's all that I have to charge up the battery. So this is... Oh, that's interesting. Generator is outputting 0. Do I have infinite electricity on? I do. Let's take that off. That would be why. Electricity's barely dropping, so I don't think I need to produce much, if at all, electricity. It's kind of cool that I can jump in here. I like that. Yeah, so as you see, we're 1, 2, 3, 6 decimal places dropping, so that's not bad. Do I live in here once I come in? Okay. I don't want to live in there. So this is functioning pretty well. Let's look at our map. You know, I don't even have an anti-slip system on here, so we've gone from here to here already. No, thank you. Alright, so this is working well. So yeah, so I think this will be good. So let me go ahead and... Where are we going? Are we in a loop here? So we're probably in a pretty good loop here. So kind of the plan, let's kind of talk the map. Hopefully this loops around and I can go back. But so kind of the plan here is, so we have some stuff up here at Cobalt Iron Core. The reason why you don't see it is because I'm on the test world. And so kind of the plan here is, we have stuff up here, and to continue doing some iron ore mining. And so what I'll do is, we have the cobalt ore terminal, and so the plan is mine, bring some of the ore down, dump some iron ore onto the train. Once it's on the train, I'm trying to think what the best way, so I'd have to go down here, back it up, go down this spur here, come all the way down, down. I need to find out how to get on this. Okay, so this is the right rail. So we're on this rail here. Come down here, go across here, and then come down in here. And I need to figure out how I'm dumping here. So let's teleport there really quick. That vehicle might stop with me teleported away. I don't know. Okay, so this is kind of weird to me, is they missed an opportunity for you to be able to put the stuff right in here. They should have extended this under the track so you have a track dump spot. Let me see if I can't find one. If there's a common place to dump here. There may be, and I just didn't see it yet. So like right here is where the ore drops, and this is where or the iron ingots drop. That's where the steel ingots drop. So the other thing I can do is, see, I don't want to transfer them to a truck. I want to bring the ore via. So the other thing too is bring ore via truck, and then we can back the truck up here, dump it, and then we'll load in iron ingots, and then from here we can go from here up across to this trading yard. But the issue here is we can't dump with the train. We have to dump with a truck. So I need some method of getting it from the train into a truck. So I don't know why they exactly did it this way. So here's the train, like, there's no easy way to pull it off. The other option that I thought of is I'll show you guys something cool that I actually tow some of these at work. They are really old and junky at the moment, but they're called road railers. And so what a road railer is at present it's an old rusty piece of crap, but they're very neat, and I might build some road railers because I think I could probably do this pretty easily. So if we look at the road railers, all these pictures are way zoomed out and they're annoying. So if you look at this, you see that it's a trailer. And so what the road railer does is, like, here's a good picture of one. Let me open up this picture here. And so if you look at this road railer, there's no frame to the train. What you have is you have a trailer, okay? And the trailer, so you come and you take these train trucks and you connect the fifth wheel of the trailer. See, it doesn't even connect to the fifth wheel. It connects to pins here. And so it connects the back of the trailer, and it connects the front of the trailer, and it actually uses that as the frame, and it pulls the train along with the truck. So what I was thinking of doing is making a road railer where you have a trailer, and then you have some trucks, and you connect these wheel assemblies, bogies, whatever you want to call them, and you would connect these to the trailer and actually have the trailer be the train members. And the reason I do that is I think the way that the devs set up this, some of this is a little bit weird. Is, the problem is I have to, like you saw here, is let's say I transpo this via train. Well, I can't have a standard bottom drop train car. I have to somehow get it onto truck to move it that short distance. There's no place to dump it right here. And so what my thought was, if I set up a road railer, what I would do is I can decouple it, hook it to a truck, and then drive the trailers in and dump them, and then put them back on the train. So I think that would be a lot of fun to do. So let's go ahead and see where my train is here. Okay, so the train, looks like the train stopped when I went away from it. It doesn't have a stay active block on it yet, so that was probably why it did that. Once I got out of range, there it goes. Maybe it is still moving. It's going like stink. See a little bit of slip, not a ton though. So a triple stack is pushing a considerable amount of weight, no problem. Let's see if I can, a little bit of James Bond this here. There we go, okay. So this is working well. I don't even have an anti-slip system in here, and I don't really need it yet. Alright, am I going in a loop? So I think I'm going in a big loop. I'm not going to wait for the whole loop. I'm going to just start recalling parts here. So let's go ahead and recall the locos. Where are we at here? Okay, so the locos are all set. They're saved. I saved them before. Let's go ahead and just let's just kill that. Let's make some road railers. All right. And so let's look at some of my trailers. I want to kind of take let's see. I think I have the high tip. Here's the high tip 45. Okay, so the high tip 45 is nice and low too, so that should be easy to load. The difference with the high tip is it tips in the back, so all I'm going to do is change that, and that shouldn't be hard. So presently it tips up. This should tip backwards. So let me try grabbing this and this. Let's see what the back looks like really quick. I might be able to grab this whole section here and then throw it in the back. Alright, so let's do this. So I should be able to build this really quick. Let's save this really quick as road railer. Okay, so this is the road railer. And let's go ahead and start deleting some stuff. Let's get symmetry here. And so I'm just kind of working on this. All right, and And so that is pivots. That's for that. Okay, so I think we're pretty close to being good on this. So what I need to do is I need to push the frame all the way back. With this being a high tip, I needed some accommodation space there. I don't here anymore. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab this, all this trailer parts here. And this is, all set up with T-TIS. This is all set to go. I'm starting to get in good shape where I have a suite of vehicles, and that's kind of where I wanted to be, was have a suite of vehicles that I can do whatever I want. And that's important. So I don't want it completely there. I kind of want it here. I want some overlap, but not a ton. So like, I push the axles back just a hair. I could probably actually go all the way to the back. I need the tailgate to stick over, so just the tailgate's going to stick over there. All right, that should be fine. I can actually probably go all the way back. Will that tip all right and be fine? I think it will. Okay, so let's put that there. And let's grab some of these blocks here, and I'm just going to fill in the frame. Okay, so now the frame is rebuilt. It's stretched a little bit. Let's see, what's our gap here? Okay. Let's copy that, let's put it there, paste, clear it, grab this one, copy. Paste. It doesn't have to, I'm not going to be precious about this. I just want to get it done. I want to get rolling on some of this mining, and so I kind of need to. So I was thinking of just road railing during the week, as I actually drove one of the road railers this week, and so I was like, it'd be kind of cool to have a road railer, because we have this issue where things aren't really set up for trucking and train, so it's kind of weird. All right, what do we have here? That is my. All right, so I'm already kind of regretting something. Let's take this. I want to move one block forward with this. I'm just trying to think of the mechanics of how this hinge system is going to work. Okay, so I'm just rethinking the hinge. I think we're all right the way I have it. Let me, I know I'm back and forth. It's kind of annoying. But so I'm kind of thinking of how the hinge mechanism has to work. And so a lot of this is figuring out mechanisms and how they work. And once I kind of figure that out, I'm all set, But I have to take the time to do it right the first time. So we're going to cut this one. And we're going to invert it this way. So it goes the other way. And so this one, if you've seen this one on some of my videos, this is the one that it loads the train cars, because it tips up high from the back. It uses a conveyor to push it up. So I'm trying to just think of the mechanics. I need to push. I can't, because this will push it into the bumper. I need it to push up. Kind of up and away. I can go up one into the frame. That should work. Because I'm trying not to cut into my paint blocks there. I'm going to have to cut into my paint blocks. That's just the way of it. That's fine. Okay. So we'll just cut. We're going to cut into the paint blocks. That's just what's going to happen. All right. So this here will attach to the frame. This will attach to the not the tailgate. Crap. Cut that again. So the tailgate's a separate swing section. See, I'm in my tailgate. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I have to fix this again. I do need one block. Again, it's just figuring out the geometry can be difficult. You know, once I get the geometry kind of sorted, I'm good. And so let's go ahead and let's cut this and move this forward 1. All right. Because I can't have that tailgate crushed either, so. All right. And so that's good. And then, so this is the tailgate. The tailgate needs to swing freely. And then the pivots here need to go 1 in front of the tailgate. So cut this. I'll change the position there. And so the arrow is facing the opposite direction because the trailer is tipping in the opposite direction. Let's push this all the way back. And then so it needs to go 1 in front of the tailgate, and up here is fine. Let's go in. Trying to line it up with the frame rail there. Okay, that's lined up with the frame rail. Paste that. All right, so the main, this blue part here is going to attach to the frame of the trailer. And now this part here is going to attach to the pink of the floor of the trailer. And then the same thing, we're going to move this one. Cut this, we'll rotate the orientation of the arrow. So this trailer has been multiple things. This was the frameless dump, and then this was the, you know, I took one of the frames of, I think the container chassis trailer, and then now it is going on this. So yeah, that's the benefit of kind of doing a little bit of a modular system, is I can keep operating with it. So that's good. Okay, is that where I want it though? I think I screwed up. I did screw up. Okay. Cut that. Where do I want it? No, that's not right on the frame rail, I think. Are you on the frame rail there, guy? You are. Okay, good. So let's do this. And so what this is going to do is I'm going to try to set it up so I can hook this to the rails. What is this pink? I need to figure out what the pink is going to. All right, the pink needs to then connect to this blue, so that's fine. Oh, no, no, no. The pink needs to be deleted. Okay. I know what the pink is. The pink was part of a hatch that I needed for the high tip that I don't need for this. So any of the pink color can come out. So I'm kind of coming in here and seeing where I'm at. Okay, so now what I want to do is let's check colors. So all the pink needs to go. Now let's check the last bit of it, see if I got all of it. Okay, I got all of it. So now what we want to do is we want to drag this blue. I'm going to drag it all the way in here, and then we want to merge the blue to this pink here. All right, so that should be fine there. All right. And so that should tip it. All right, so now let's try to come up with some sort of piston system to push this trailer up. You know, it's not 100% necessary, but I kind of like doing it. So it's going to be faked pistons anyway. You know, let me kind of see what these... I'm just kind of looking at some dump trailer images. Trying to just kind of get the geometry right off the bat. It's showing like all sorts of like small dump trailers. I'm kind of looking for... There are some cool mechanisms I would love to try, but I can't... It's going to be a little hard. Like, it would be cool to make a side tip at some point, but again, this is kind of neat to do a road railer is kind of where I want to do here. Let me type in semi-dump trailer and see if I can come up with what I'm looking for. That's better. All right, so that's large piston in the front. You know, those are all frameless. I want a frame dump on this one. Multi-stage pistons. I don't want a multi-stage piston on this one. All right, so I'm just going to kind of wing it myself. All right, so let's see. try right here. Let's do a couple connectors here. Okay. And then let's do some... Let's actually do it reversed. Because this will allow it to drop and the pistons will drop down and connect, and that way gravity will help me get these set up. And then I'm gonna keep them connected, so I'm gonna go like this and merge them so there'll be one block. And I can delete that. Let's go ahead and grab pistons. And so grab a couple of pneumatic pistons, and then what I want to do here is I want to merge these two together. And that way these will be together and they can't try to snap together. That prevents them from snapping together. All right, and then so what I need to do is I need to cut that out. And we'll go ahead and I'll grab some more connectors. And again, these are going to be faked, so it's not the end of the world if these... so right, where? Probably right here, maybe? Thinking right there. Because that will come in one, so now that's not enough. We need to go right here and then there, maybe. That should do it there. So let's grab that. Alright, so those should connect to there, and then I want to go max power 0, max power 0. Okay. So let's save this as road railer. Let's check all the electrical connections, make sure I didn't break anything. This one here was broken. All of these, that's fine. Where are my pivots now? Did I somehow lose my pivots that I just spent all that time putting in there? Okay, I did. How the hell did I do that? What the heck just happened there? How did I lose my pivots? Yeah, look, I just lost my pivots. Okay, whatever, dude. It's frustrating. Okay, so right, where's my frame? Right. 3 in there. So it's third one in, I think. Right here, maybe. Alright, whatever. I'll reconnect these. I don't know how they get deleted. Nope, don't do that. That's what that's the one I want. Alright, merge this here to the blue, That will actually pivot the trailer. Alright, we need electricity, and then I need to figure out where these go now. Okay, and then this needs to go to there. That goes all through. Okay. I need to find my controller for the pivots. I think they're actually the same pivots as there. And then that is composite from here, so that hooks up to the, say, a Mac Pinnacle. Let's go ahead and save this, or no, it has to hook up to the Mac R. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's load the Mac. I could load it off of this, so let's go ahead and drop this down. Let's go ahead and load in the Mac R. Alright, and so the Mac R will, if I can find the arrow, there it is, okay. Mac R will slide in here. Alright, let's see how this works. What are you doing? Okay. Alright. So let me check. The pivots were trying to grab one another, and that's what was causing that. So I need to fix that. So I need to get somewhere up in the body here and fix that. Alright, so just for now, I'm going to delete that out as well. I kind of want these. Actually, you know what I should do? I should actually continue this along, and then that will probably make it easier to make that not happen. Let's check the colors. These should be the same color. They're not. These are part of the friggin' That's the wrong stuff there. This should be that there. This should be cut, paste. So I don't know how these got misaligned. Alright, so those are the same color now. That's what that was supposed to be. Let's see if this doesn't misbehave itself. Are you 0 power? Are you 0 power? You are. Let's try it. There we go. So that was what was causing the freakout, as I imagined. Let's check it. Alright, so there's a new standard frame trailer, which will be hooked up as a road railer. So generally road railers are box trailers, but this is going to be a dump trailer. Let's go ahead and hook my light cord here. I'll just jump up and do it. Jump on the deck plate and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dump this. That's the whole point of hooking all this up. Let's get out of... Let's go into neutral. Let's go ahead. We want to do dump body. Alright, so... Okay, so you see what I want to do here next is... I want to configure the pistons some more. So I'm going to check their current position. So as you see, the pistons are at 0. So that's good. That tells me how many blocks they can go. So they can go about 2 blocks forward. And so I'm going to go ahead and move this whole show 2 blocks forward. Alright, we'll cut this and 1, 2, and that should be the max we can move forward. If it's not, I can move it again. So that's kind of nice actually if I can. So alright, so that's hooked to there again, and then these here need to be, what I'll actually do is grab the block ahead of it. And what I'll do is I'll cut that and I'll just flip it around. That way I don't have to fill the blocks in later. I'll be all filled. Okay, I need to go 2, don't I? That would have been a mess if I only want 1. Alright, and we'll grab just some that and let's try it now. Alright, so I'm trying to get these pistons at max extension. That'll look better. Function more realistically. Alright, so we will jump up on the deck plate, hook the light cord up. I don't need to put the landing gear up, that's fine. Let's go ahead and switch into neutral. We're in neutral. Let's go ahead and click that to raise the body. And let's go ahead and rev up. That will pump our hydraulics to fill the pistons. And as you can see, I'll kind of talk about some of the dynamics there. So again, you see how, I was kind of trying to figure out how I have to do this. All that was to try to make sure that I didn't do any clipping here. That was to make sure this pivoted right and I had plenty of overhang. That's what all that was about, to make sure that all worked right. Let me see where my piston extension is. So we could actually probably go, at least go another block forward. So the further away, the further it comes up here, the longer the pistons have to extend. It looks very strange. They'd have a huge multi-stage piston, but I can't really do that with the space I have. So what I'll do is I'll keep moving this whole show ahead, and I'm just going to kind of do a little bit at a time. It's a little tedious, but let's move it 3, 1, 2. If it freaks out, I know it was too much, and I can move it back. 3. Because again, the geometry, it would take me longer to actually figure the geometry than to just kind of move it a little bit at a time and see. I'd have to do a lot of measurements and the calculations, and in all that time I can just probably get the testing done and get it done. So, okay, 1, 2, 3. What is this? Okay, that's fine. It's just deleting more underblocks out from underneath the trailer. That's not a problem. Okay, and then this here needs to attach to the frame of the trailer. Then I kind of want to just keep extending blocks under there. That keeps these pistons from being able to drop down and not connect. So it kind of forces them to connect. And then they'll come down and snap there, okay? And again, this should be working fine. I'm going to end the video here in a second. And the next episode, I will hopefully get the road railer, the wheel sets set up for the road railer. And then hopefully get back to mining. You know, it takes this little bit of... You know, I have to get all my toys ready in order to make this work. You know, that's kind of just what it's all about is... You know, I have to get all of the equipment ready and tested and working well before I can really get into mining. And so, you know, it takes some time. And I want it to work well. Okay, so this number should be bigger than 5.7 or whatever it was last time. So 0.36. Okay, so they could probably go forward even more. I'm not going to screw around with this anymore. That is kind of, you know, I can keep moving it. But I want to get this proof of concept done. So this is done proof of concept wise. So let's go ahead and bring this back to the workbench. Let's go ahead and we'll just, I'm going to get the Mac R out of here. And we'll save up this trailer. And then I can keep refining this later. I don't want to spend all year refining this. I want to get this in-game, and I want to get playing with the new content. So, you know, kind of needed these toys to be on par to work on it. You know, some of the ideas you don't realize aren't going to work until you test them. And so that was kind of, you know, what was going on here was testing and realizing, yeah, I could make a train that would do what I wanted, but the problem is the world is not set up to operate in the way that, you know, one might imagine. And so I need to kind of change my setup as well. So let's go ahead and save this. So that's saved as the road railer. All right. Yep, we'll end here. And next episode, I will work on the wheel sets. All right, see you then.